Not guilty.
What's the matter with you?
I have a reasonable doubt now.
11 to 1. But what about all the other evidence? What about the whole business?
Well, you said we could throw out all the other evidence.
Well, what do we do now?
You're alone. I don't care whether I'm alone or not. It's my right. It's your right.
Huge positive news for all of you. Daniel Penny was just acquitted. Smash that like button. He's walking free today in a trial that never should have happened. The trial of Daniel Penny only happened because he was a white man protecting subway goers against a crazed black man. That's the only fact. That is the only reason why he was ever put on trial. And just moments ago, he was acquitted entirely. We have all the details for you here on the Quartering. By the way, if you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below so you get notified all the most breaking news. That's what I do here. Like, the news literally just broke 3 minutes ago. I'm recording this video for you to keep you all up to date. I do want to let you know, I know we got a little behind on shipping the 12 days of Christmas gift boxes. They are all going to be out by tomorrow. And I'm sorry, I've put them, well, if you already ordered one, you're going to get something special in the email coming soon. But if you haven't yet, 15% off today only till midnight. Promo code 12days15. Remember, the 12 days of Christmas starts on Christmas. This isn't an advent calendar, okay? It has our premium coffee, premium real cacao cocos, and some of our premium snacks in a premium box that looks excellent sitting out on your countertop or as a, in your, out on the fireplace. Gift for family, friends, or office. Get your order in today. It will ship probably by tomorrow. We are working overtime in fulfillment, so I want you to get that. 12 days, 15% off. Daniel Penny found not guilty. The jury in the Daniel Penny trial has declared him not guilty of negligent homicide over the chokehold passing of Jordan Neely. Judge Maxwell Wiley on Friday accepted the prosecution's request to drop the top charge, which was, of course, was manslaughter, against the Marine vet, and the jury could not come to a unanimous decision. Penny's lawyers demanded a hung jury and a new trial, but in a shock decision, the judge will now allow jurors to deliberate. This goes back to Friday, deliberate up to, on the lesser charge. Now, there were many people that were like, what's going on here? What's going on here? Why are this feels like tampering? Here you go. The right celebrates. Not guilty. Daniel Penny is free. Thank God justice prevailed. Hearing Daniel Penny is not guilty by unanimous verdict. This is not a crime. It's not a crime to defend women and children. It's your duty as an honorable man. I'm sorry he went through this. We need to stop electing crazy Democrat prosecutors. Ben Shapiro, Daniel Penny acquitted. This trial never should have taken place. Here you see at 10:31, Daniel Penny declared not guilty. The jury quickly came back with a unanimous decision on the lesser count of negligent homicide. Screams erupted from the courtroom after the decision was read. Neely's father, who probably wasn't around for the past 6 months, just showed up now when he could try to get money out of Daniel Penny. Andre Zachary was escorted out of the courtroom after Penny was acquitted. His partner then told Penny, "You're an effing racist. See you next Tuesday." BLM activist Walter Newsom was also escorted out as he appeared to threaten Perry, saying, "It's a small effing world, buddy." So he threatened him. I mean, that he should go to jail for that right there. Well, I don't know what crime it is. I mean, threatening people, I don't know how that is, but that's obviously a threat. I mean, but why? Who could have imagined some folks with bad emotional ability to protect themselves? Tensions were high at the courtroom as Justice Maxwell Wiley addressed, quote, unfair assertions made against the assistant attorney by the media. He described the media reporting about Yoren as uncalled for. after several outlets, including the DailyMail.com, noted our past lobbying of lesser sentences for criminals, which was in dark contrast to our prosecution of Penny. Oh no, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely, positively, unequivocally true. There is no denying it. The comment sparked an angry reaction from Penny's lawyer, Thomas Kniff, who said they shouldn't have even been made on record. The DA is a public official. I don't know why this is even a discussion about what was being said online. Kniff snapped moments later as Yorn repeatedly attempted to speak over him, on top of him saying, "Allow me to finish." I mean, this is bonkers. They allowed BLM protesters who now threaten his life in the court. By the way, why? Why? Because he protected people? Because he protected people. Matt Walsh writes, there's a crazed mob outside the courthouse threatening against the jury if they don't convict. The jury can hear them in their deliberation room loud and clear. This, along with the fact that they've already said they can't reach a verdict on the top charge, and yet the judge still won't declare a mistrial. Anyone who defends this fundamentally anti-American trial is a disgrace. That was from Friday. Now we see not guilty. He is a free man.
Breaking news. The jury has reached a unanimous verdict in the case of Daniel Penny. He's been found not guilty on the charge of criminally negligent homicide. Now remember what was at stake here. The jury could not agree on manslaughter. They failed to agree twice. The judge gave them another bite at the apple on this lesser charge, negligent. They now say not guilty.
Yeah, they never should have had a second bite of the apple. By the way, Turley, the most surprised person in that room may be Alvin Bragg. Bragg's shenanigans failed. You had a jury that couldn't agree on the more serious offense, but then they came back and found him not guilty on the lesser offense. That wasn't how he thought it would go.
4 years. So I think that the most surprised person in that room may be Alvin Bragg, because you have a jury that apparently couldn't agree on the more serious offense, but then they came back and they said, but we do agree that he's not guilty of the lesser offense. So it's not
that is weird.
How this was supposed to play out in his view. And you keep in mind that this is a jury that received an Allen charge. And so that's where the court says, go back and try again. It's a favorite charge of prosecutors because jurors often do then produce a compromise verdict,
correct,
a conviction for the prosecutor.
Yeah, you know, that's really what I was asking my guest who's now rejoined me, Andrew Cherkasky, about, Jonathan, was this idea that it is a gift. Because what it's telling the jury tacitly is, you need to go back and find this guy guilty of something.
Correct.
So have at it, and here's a lower charge. Maybe that's not the intent.
That is absolutely the intent. Daniel Penny was just found not guilty of criminal negligence. Count 1 dismissed. Count 2 not guilty. Daniel Penny is a free man. The fact that people are rioting outside is insane. You know, if you look at some of the video, I mean, just people having, you know, completely any lack of adult behavior, melting down. Here's Zeke Arkham with his take. Shout out, Zeke.
What's up, everybody? Zeke here. So a lot of you have been asking me my opinion on what's going on with the Daniel Penny trial. And I'll just say this. I've got friends who live in the city. Thankfully, I'm out here on the island, but I've got friends who live in the city who commute every day between Queens and Brooklyn and, you know, Manhattan, things like that. And they drive. And the reason they drive is because they said, I don't feel safe in the subway. I got friends who cringe at the thought of taking the subway in New York City. Me personally, like if I'm forced to go into the city, I really don't like traveling out there, but if I'm forced to go, I'm armed. Thankfully, I have the benefit of being able to be armed, but I'm armed. Just because I've seen too much in the subway, I've personally experienced too much in the subway, and a lot of us who lived out there, you know, I grew up in the city, have seen a lot in the subway, so a lot of us don't feel safe. My question is, instead of making Daniel Penny to be this criminal, ask why he had to get involved in the first place.
Fair point.
You know who doesn't think he's guilty? The people who have experienced
The other people in the
stuff like
subway?
what Jordan Neely was doing on the train that day.
Correct.
You know who doesn't think he's guilty? The actual people on the train that day who watched him get involved.
Yep.
So I think the focus is on the wrong thing. Daniel Penny, in my opinion, is a hero.
Big agree.
But instead of trying...
Big agree. Big agree. You know, the fact that people, you know, outside the courtroom are going berserk. Let me see if I can find any footage. The courtroom outburst. Here you go. Here's outside 30 minutes ago.
What do the Kafias have to do with Jordan Neely?
Intersectionality, bitch.
Intersectionality? What? Literally what? Fear outside Manhattan court. It's 12 people. It's 12 people. I mean, here you go. Now they're trying to incite bad behavior.
CHIVONA
Why are all these BLM activists basically thugs? Black and white, I mean, of all colors. Why are they all violent? You know, why are they trying to intimidate the jury into a guilty verdict? Protesters gather outside. I mean, get wrecked. Jordan Neely never should have been tried in the first place. Never. He never should have been tried in the first place. The fact that he is now walking out a free man today, I guess gives us some faith in the jury, some faith in justice. I actually have another video coming up. It looks like we have the CEO assassin in custody too today. Wild day of news. I hope you were informed by this video. If you were, please do leave a like on it. Make sure you subscribe or follow wherever you're watching. Don't forget the 12 days of Christmas. This thing is really well made, true luxury, perfect Christmas gift. I make these, we make these, my company makes these personally. This isn't some dropship garbage. You're supporting the channel, you're supporting small business, and you're supporting an awesome gift, I think. So if you haven't yet, 15% off today only. 12 days, 15 is the promo code. Congratulations to Daniel Penny. The fight isn't over yet, because he now has, of course, his civil trial and the aggressive lunatic thugs that will try to take retribution on him for protecting others. I hope you breathe a giant sigh of relief, Mr. Penny, and I wish you all the best. You are an American hero.